Love before COVID.
Part 3. Lust.
When Joe brings the dinner home, he and Lorraine sit together eating. Lorraine enjoys her pizza and salad, while Joe eats his salad without much enthusiasm. He's not terribly hungry. Lorraine can sense something isn't right.
Joe, I'm sorry if I was a little harsh about your eating habits earlier. I just want you to be happy.
I know you just want me to be happy.
I worry about you. I worry about your health. I worry about how you feel about yourself because of your weight and your eye. I know what you used to look like, and you can look like that again, Joe. We can get you hot again over the next year. It's not impossible.
Like I said, I'll get a diet plan tonight and we'll plan it out into our shopping list tomorrow.
I just want you to feel self-confident and happy. I want you to feel like you belong in this relationship.
I thought I already did belong in this relationship.
You know what I mean.
You mean only hot people belong in this relationship?
Joe, how many times have you talked to me about how much you don't like how you look anymore?
I thought how I looked didn't matter to you.
It obviously matters to me. I'm your girlfriend. It's my job to have sex with you. You're not going to be happy having sex with me if I'm not happy with how you look. And I want you to have a good time in bed with me. I don't want you to feel like you're ugly.
I thought you'd be able to love me enough to enjoy sex with me regardless of what I look like.
Would you enjoy sex with me if I gained 6 stones?
Of course I would.
Joe, you're lying.
How can you say that?
You wouldn't be so excited about how beautiful I am if you didn't also like my weight. My weight's part of why you find me attractive. I'm slim and toned.
Your beauty isn't just about how you look.
Oh, please, come on, Joe.
There's more to you than just how you look.
I know that. But how I look is a big fucking part of why I'm beautiful, and it's part of why we're together. You love how I look.
I know. I love how you look. But I'm going to be with you when you're old and wrinkly, and I'll still be having sex with you.
You'll have to work a lot harder to have sex with me then. It would be nice if we could have a few decades before we're old and wrinkly, when neither of us have to work that hard to find the other one attractive.
If you love someone, you want to have sex with them regardless of what they look like.
Do you want to have sex with Jill and Claire?
Of course not.
Exactly.
Well, that's different. We're mates.
Yeah, but I'm not threatened by those friends of yours because I know that even if I wasn't in your life, they would still just be your friends.
Why do you say that?
Because Jill's a right minger and Claire's twice as big as you.
Being a big woman doesn't mean you can't be attractive.
Joe, Claire looks like a big white rubbish bin. And when she wears her black sandals, her feet look like fucking loaves of bread. I look at her face because I can't even bear to look at her feet. And looking at her face isn't that pleasant.
I don't understand why you hate Claire so much.
I don't hate her. I just think she needs to sort herself out.
You know, she asked me yesterday to tell you how much she appreciated you fixing her shower last week. You saved her £800.
Well, I'm glad, but she still needs to fix herself. She looks fucking awful.
Lorraine, if she feels happy with how she looks, it's none of your business. You have no right to judge her.
I'm not judging her. I know she can get her kit off. I know she's had boyfriends before. I'm not saying she should be banned from sex.
Then what are you saying?
I just think she's a bit of a sado. The next time she's fucking some unlucky sod, she'll have to stay at the bottom so she doesn't crush the poor bloke.
That doesn't mean he won't enjoy it. There's still the missionary position.
Yeah, and it'll be like trying to find the wet hole in a giant blob. It'll be a miracle if he doesn't have to think about someone else in order to get a fucking hard on. I don't envy that poor bastard.
Lorraine, that's really mean.
Claire doesn't respect herself. If she doesn't respect herself, then why should I? Why should anyone respect her?
Because she's a great person. I know you don't see that, but I do. And whoever winds up being her next boyfriend will see that.
Why should a man respect a girlfriend who treats her body that way? Why should he have to put up with that? Why should he have to lie and pretend she's beautiful? That's like slavery.
If a guy can see the things in Claire that I can, Claire will be beautiful to him.
So, if you were single, you'd consider sticking your dick in her, would you?
No, but that doesn't have anything to do with Claire. That has to do with me. I'm not attracted to women her size. But there are plenty of other guys who are.
You mean there's plenty of guys who think they couldn't do better? Guys most women wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole? Guys who are scraping the bottom?
I know it's a small pool of blokes, but there's something for everyone, Lorraine. Claire's too lovely a person to have to be alone. I know it won't be easy for her to find a boyfriend, but I'm positive someone out there, somewhere, will see how kind and interesting and funny Claire is. If he gives her a chance and really gets to know her, he'll start to see those things. He'll start to want her. Some guy somewhere will want her.
He might in the beginning because he enjoys spending time with her and the romance is new, but that'll soon wear off. She'll either lose him or she'll have to stop eating herself to death.
Or maybe he'll love her because he can see how beautiful she is on the inside.
She's not beautiful on the inside. She's fucking selfish.
She's not selfish at all, Lorraine. She's one of the most giving people I know.
She wrecks her body with food and then expects men to fancy her. That's like expecting people to fancy you even though you don't brush your teeth and you stink. If you love someone, you take a shower and brush your fucking teeth before you expect them to get naked and come with you. It's called consideration.
Weight loss is way harder than taking a shower or brushing your teeth.
Anything that's worth having, you have to work hard for. Not making an effort to look nice means you're not working to make yourself attractive. Not making an effort and expecting to get fucked anyway is cunty. Especially if the person you expect to fuck actually makes an effort to be sexy.
So, is this a roundabout way of saying you think I'm cunty?
It's not a roundabout way of saying it. You need to fucking lose weight.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Oh, you need a Captain Obvious in your life. You're useless without a captain. All your friends bullshit you.
So do you, apparently. All this time, I was under the impression my girlfriend actually thought I was handsome.
Listen, there is a handsome guy in there. I'm just tired of him hiding in blubber, and you should be too.
I am, but losing weight is going to take a lot of time. It's not an easy thing.
Neither is being in a loving relationship. You said so yourself.
So are you going to break up with me and check in after about a year to see how different I look? You can tell your friends we're on a hiatus until I drop a few stone. I'm sure they'll tell you to stop wasting your time and leave. There's so many other thinner male fish in the sea just waiting for a crack at the beautiful Lorraine Klein. I'm sure that's what Sasha will tell you before he tries to have a crack at you himself.
Well, if he says that, he can fuck off. You're mine. We're having a family together. That's why I want you to know my feelings about your body. That's why I want us to do something about those feelings.
What's the point if we're going to be old and wrinkly anyway?
You won't be happy knowing your girlfriend isn't happy with your body in the prime of your life. These are the years when you can do something about it if you don't feel attractive. You lose that in your old age. But if we're old together and you know you haven't done something about your weight when you were young, you'll just hate yourself. I know you will. You hate being selfish.
When I said I didn't like how I looked, I was talking about my self-confidence in public. I wasn't talking about feeling like I disgusted you.
You don't completely disgust me. It's just that belly of yours.
How could you have sex with me every night for all this time if my belly disgusted you?
Well, I just focus on other things like your face or sensations or things I was thinking.
Why couldn't you just keep doing that without making a big speech about how my belly disgusts you?
Because you knew our sex life wasn't working for me. That's why you kept asking me all those stupid questions every time we had sex. Was it good for you when I did this? Should I move a little to the right when I do this? I knew why you were asking me those questions, Joe.
I just wanted to make sure you had a good time, Lorraine. I didn't think you were working hard to ignore your disgust at my body.
Well, then I misread you. I'm sorry for that, but you have to be honest with me or I will misread you.
I thought you just knew why I was asking you those questions.
I'm not a mind reader, Joe. You have to tell me how you're feeling.
I know.
I love our relationship because we can tell each other anything, but sometimes I feel you're not comfortable with that. When I was expressing my feelings to you earlier, you kept telling me to be more tactful, and that's not good, Joe.
Can't you understand why what you said may have hurt my feelings?
No, I can't. You love the honesty in our relationship, but if you want honesty, you have to have thicker skin. Being in a relationship with a beautiful woman isn't easy. You need to be strong. Most men aren't strong enough, and that's why they don't get what you've got. They settle for women they're not attracted to.
Why do you keep making this about me being a man?
I'm not in a relationship with a guy because I'm attracted to any person who happens to have a penis. I want a relationship with a real man. Someone who isn't intimidated or hurt by me when I'm honest about my feelings. You're the first person I've met, who I thought could be that man.
I highly doubt that, Lorraine.
Joe, I've never broken up with any boyfriend before. I've always been the one who they break up with.
That's because the particular men you chose to be with couldn't handle strong women. Lots of men are threatened by strong women.
Yes, and that's why I love you so much. You can handle me. My mouth never gets me in trouble with you, or at least that's how I thought things were until you started getting stroppy.
I haven't been stroppy.
You have been lately. You came back with food with this look on your face. It's driving me crazy.
What look on my face?
This, you hurt me, but I'm not going to tell you why look. That bitchy look you do when you're upset about something, but you just want to sulk.
Well, maybe my feelings were a little hurt. I am human.
You've never told me I've hurt your feelings before. We've been together nearly 3 years.
You've hurt my feelings plenty of times.
See? That's you not being honest with me. Honesty is a two-way thing.
No, a lot of the time my hurt feelings aren't particularly fair because they're just a product of me not accepting your limitations. So, if you do say something that hurts my feelings, I usually do something to process my emotions in a way where I don't have to burden you with them.
I really appreciate that, Joe. It's very humble of you to admit when you're wrong, and that is another thing I love about you.
I try very hard to always admit when I'm in the wrong. I've had too many bad experiences when I was younger because I couldn't admit when I was wrong. I don't want to repeat that. Don't you know that about me?
Yes, but lately you've been slipping. Especially today. There's anger and hurt in your face that's directed towards me, and I don't like it. I've had enough of men in my life look at me that way. I don't need you to start looking at me that way.
I'm sorry, Lorraine. I don't want you to feel like I can't handle you, you know. I'm just human. I sometimes get hurt even when it isn't fair. But you're right. Sometimes I slip up.
And that is why you need me in your life. You're not good on your own. You need a kick up the arse.
It's sad but true.
I'm going to keep you and we're going to work through our problems, whatever they are.
I know, and I appreciate that so much. I don't want to lose you either.
Then you have to trust me.
I do trust you.
Then don't pull a fucking face when I'm trying to help you feel better about yourself.
Lorraine, I'm not always aware of my facial expressions. They just happen sometimes. Sometimes I look sad and it has nothing to do with anything that's happened in the external world. Sometimes it's just a memory that reminds me of an emotion that creates a mood that related to sadness, but sadness itself comes out in the expression and
Joe,
I don't know what...
do your girlfriend a favour and please shut the fuck up. You're dragging us into yet another conversation about nothing and it's maddening. We don't need to analyse your fucking facial expressions, okay?
I was just trying to make that point that I don't want to be blamed for facial expressions that don't necessarily showcase my feelings. I can't help having a certain facial expression when I'm in a certain emotional state because I can't
Finish
see my
this
face.
deep conversation about your face with one of your friends.
I was just trying to explain myself.
You don't need to explain yourself. Now go upstairs, find and plan out a diet for yourself, and at 11 o'clock come to our bedroom, we'll have sex.
You still want to have sex with me?
Of course I do. I love you.
But what about how I look?
I do my best to ignore it. If you make an effort this time to change your food.
But I thought you said my belly disgusts you.
Joe, I need sex every night to fall asleep. I can tolerate a flabby body in the meantime if I know I'm going to get what I want later on. It's not a problem. I'd rather sleep than let myself have insomnia because I'm bothered by your bloody gut. I just don't want it to be like that permanently. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
I think so.
All right, so get your ass upstairs, get the diet ready, and then come to our room at 11.
Okay. Before I go up, I'm sorry I forgot to ask you this earlier, but how was your day at work? Are things becoming less stressful?
Just shut up and go upstairs. You're giving me a fucking headache.
Joe quickly goes upstairs while Lorraine turns on the television. Lorraine always prefers to watch her favourite television programmes alone. Meanwhile, in his office, Joe goes online and finds a diet plan he is happy with. He then plans the house shopping for the next week. He also decides to surprise Lorraine and order her an expensive handbag he knows she will absolutely love. It will arrive in 3 days. Joe expects that the purchasing of this gift will make him feel better. It doesn't. He is still upset. Joe is annoyed with himself because he doesn't want yet another argument with Lorraine. All the issues between him and Lorraine should have been resolved during their last conversation. Something still doesn't feel right.
Okay. Maybe Lorraine is a bit shallow, but what's the point of being upset about that? Everyone is flawed. Her flaws are no worse than mine. Remember, Joe, you have a beautiful woman who loves you. She's always honest with you. She tolerates your weak points and still wants to be with you. She never makes you feel like you're being manipulated. You've created a beautiful home together, okay? She's going to help you lose weight and become more self-confident, and she's nice enough to have sex with you anyway until you have a body that two of you are both happy with. Not only that, but she wants to have sex with you every night. You're going to have beautiful children together. Think of how many men would be jealous of you. Think of how many men would love to fuck that pussy.